Get your stuff together or my daughter is going to fire you.
Now, a lot of people have been talking about the standoff next week where Andi's mom gets all up in Fatima's face and gets on her about getting her act together or my daughter's going to fire you. And it's like, where is this coming from? Now, there are those who are like, nah, Mama Mona needs to come in here and set this woman straight, or, oh, I hope Fatima puts this heathen in her place. But there's been a group of people who are supporting Fatima getting quote unquote put in her place. Here's one comment from a video. I think it's my trailer breakdown actually. I'm a fan of Fatima, but we have to remember her paid job is being an assistant to Andi. She's still a paralegal. She's been putting off her job to do some work on the side that she's not licensed to do. Now, the situation with her mother, I would have checked her no sooner than her opening her mouth because she got up in my face. And I would have checked Andi as well. I and then somebody commented under that saying it's not really about them being friends, it's about the work. And that's what Fatima's not understanding. And another person said, I 100% agree. I don't know why people pass it off as hate when Andi is Fatima's boss. So when there is work that needs to be done, or if you do things without her permission, their tone is going to be different. It's just like a teacher and a student relationship where people have cool relationships with their teacher, but if you're not getting your work done, especially not done properly or on time, the demeanor is going to shift because the teacher holds the authority. So people got to realize Andi's tone is going to be different with Fatima if the work is going poorly, not getting finished, or not being tended to. I I don't know. I disagree with this. The one time, okay, based off what we've seen, the one and only time Fatima has been off her game was a few episodes ago, where the trailer implied that we were actually going to have Fatima calling out Andi because Andi was like, "You need to pick up the pace," or "You need to." I forgot exactly what she said, but basically, you gotta get your stuff together. And she's like, "Oh, if you're questioning my dedication, then maybe we ought to have a conversation about it." And they went to commercial, but we never got the actual conversation. It was weird to me, though. So when it comes down to that episode, that was the first and only time we saw Fatima being scatterbrained because Andi simply asked, "Hey, could you give me the notes or the notes containing the quotations from nurses and other patients of Dr. Cruz." And Fatima kept putting it on the back burner when it's like, "Hey, I know you have these contracts to work on. You and Hayden are doing." And plus, wasn't Hayden giving her other tasks to do? Like Fatima could have simply said, "Hey, I'll get to this, but I do need to get this thing done for Andi." Because Andi had to ask her like two or three times. And when Fatima finally got it together, the notes were incomplete. Like, "Hey, there are three missing. You only gave me four when I asked for seven." Now, here's the thing though. Benson told Andi to drop it because it seems like the only things that Andi has been asking Fatima to do, work related, outside of lunch orders and things like that, are in relation to the Dr. Cruz thing. Now, to be completely honest, even though Fatima is Andi's assistant, I don't think it would be wrong for her to question Andi's authority in terms of, well, hey, Andi, I know you're a partner, but Benson is a more tenured partner. So if he tells you not to do something and you do it anyway, I feel like uncertain about it. And if Andi wants to give her lip, it's like, well, hey, here's the thing though. I completely understand you are, well, I work for you. But if I work on this case with you, like giving you information or passing along evidence from this person, that person, and you get into trouble, then it could trickle down to me. Because weren't you the one talking about how, oh, you're doing these athlete contracts without being a lawyer and you can get into trouble? We'll both get in trouble. But I'm working alongside Hayden, who is an attorney, meaning what I'm doing is by the books. So when it comes to you wanting to pursue this Dr. Cruz case discreetly, how is this going to work exactly? Sure, we can gather evidence and witnesses and things of that nature, but when Cruz gets served, then obviously it's going to have your name or whoever on it, because they're going to know, hey, you're receiving this court order or lawsuit from someone who works at this firm. So I don't really see your end game here, because you're talking about me not doing things that would make us get into trouble. So why would I be actively part of your plan to work on this case you were told not to do that can get us both into trouble? So I don't really see the argument that people have when they're talking about, well, Fatima needs to do things by the book and whatnot. Where was this same energy during season 8 when Andi was being a complete entitled brat? You know, like last season, I was on Robin's side in terms of Fatima being bent out of shape because Robin told her to do her job when she was on the clock, because he was like, yeah, Fatima, when you're here, I'm going to need you to be in your office at your desk getting work done. Or, hey, don't personal errands and whatnot, you can't do those on the clock now because we're short staffed and we need everybody working. What's wrong with that? And that's when Fatima felt some kind of way, thinking like, oh, he probably has something to do with Gary getting stabbed, and he's giving your workload to Hayden because she was rightfully terminated because of the ongoing investigation. It's just one of those things where the character motivations were so off. But this time around, I don't really see why people are ganging up on Fatima saying, yeah, she's doing too much and whatnot. No. So long as she's doing her job for Andi, all this other side quest stuff is by the book. And need I remind you, this entire thing involving these athletes, it was all because Andi was doing Dr. Cruz related stuff instead of taking the meeting that Marie Willis arranged for her to take by seeing her godson. Had Andi had taken that meeting at that moment, this wouldn't be happening. Because the Dr. Cruz thing wasn't even a full case. She was just looking into it. She could have easily said, you know, I want to hit the pause button. I want to go to this meeting for like 20, 30 minutes. And then when it's done, I want to come back here, get to work on the case. Because when Marie Willis speaks, you drop everything. But Andi didn't. Fatima was sent to take the meeting instead. And Fatima knocked it out of the ballpark, pun intended, and look at her now. So I don't really see how Andi's mom is going to get up in her face like this unless she's chewing out her daughter and then Andi decides to throw her under the bus in terms of, you know, things are busy around here. My assistant Fatima, she's busy doing other things and that's leaving me behind on. It's like, no. My thing is this. So are you going to tell your mom that you're pursuing a lawsuit against a doctor that a senior partner told you not to pursue? Or are you just going to flake on accountability and shift the blame to your assistant, and now your mom's going to get up in her face? So that's why I don't agree with it. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.